Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Gwendolyn Daniels, thank you so much for being here first. Hello to Balaji Anthony, Ispi, Janice Goodrich, Ingrid Soares, Judy Mutase, Maurice Brown, thank you so much for being here. Carol Lunn, Novi D, avid reader, Vicky Chavez, and Carmen's Place Beauty, Carmen Capella, Sonia Johnson, and Gromley, and a host of friends and others. Thank you all so much for being here. Okay, let's get on with it. Wait, do we have any moderators tonight? Do we? I don't think so. Okay, Church Nelly is here. Cool in the gang. Oh boy, I better close up some stuff. I think I got too many things open. Okay. Give me just a second to close up some of these screens I don't need. You know, in preparation, I tend to open up a bunch of screens, but that can only slow down things, so better close up a few of those. It is superfluous. And it's okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That can go, that can go, that stays. And yeah, I'll keep that one. All right, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, I don't need that either. I could do without that. And yeah, and I'm good with that too. And oh my goodness, how many screens do I have open? I bet I had like 50 screens open. That's no good. That is no good. It'll make the computer lock up. All right, that is better. Thank you all for your patience. Did not realize until I just took a look over it and saw how much I had open. So, Church Nelly is here, member for 41 months. My goodness, 41 months. And Church Nelly, thank you so much for sharing the squatty hooks. Let me pin that to the top of the chat. Wait, am I able to do that? Okay, try it again, Church Nelly. It won't let me pin from the from that green like that. So if you put it up again, I'll try to catch it the next time around. But yeah, if you could just share it again. Let's see. Lydia Washington is here. Bonzola Adams, Antoinette Kennedy. Thank you all very much. I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. All right, let's get on to it. A recycled thumbnail, the good, bad, and the ugly. That was a Clint Eastwood movie, wasn't it? The good, the bad, and the ugly. uh, I'll let people choose their own idea of who's who. All right. Now, tragedy tonight because there was a plane crash. And it all reminds me of the 1982 Air Florida. And today, Washington, D.C. plane crash, regional jet collides with helicopter midair, 64 people on board. And as far as I know, they've only managed to pull 4 people out of the wreckage of the plane. and hopefully there is some type of air pocket somewhere. But it was an American airline flight with 64 on board, and they said it literally split in half in midair collision with a Black Hawk helicopter on a training flight over Washington, D.C. They said a fireball erupted. I'm literally looking at a video right now, and you can see that there is a fireball, and the wreckage plunged to the Potomac River. And so, just so you know, they say it's like 37 degrees right now in Washington, D.C. And even if there are any survivors, hypothermia is another factor that decides how long you can survive something like that. If indeed you survive the initial crash, terrible, terrible scene. And it's enough to make you feel very helpless because all we see are flashing lights over the water. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of activity, although there is. But, for the images that are coming out right now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot being done. But trust me, there's, all hands on deck. Um, Everything that can be done, I'm sure, is being done. And oh my goodness, for the families of the people that are expecting loved ones to arrive or to yeah, it's a real tragedy. And it reminds me, some of you all are old enough to recall the 1982 crash. 71 feared dead as plane hits bridge, smash cars, and plunge into the Potomac. Something about that Potomac River. And it was Flight 90, and that was an Air Florida flight. And I recall that it was daytime when that happened. So that's why you have images like the one you see on the left with the helicopter rescue and life preservers. People were running to the bridge, doing everything they could. And I think a few brave souls actually jumped into the water to try to save people. But I do believe icy conditions were the issue with that flight. Um, I guess they didn't de-ice the plane properly or something to that effect. And let's see, Leslie F says, Baron, update, the helicopter is upside down and the plane was split into, both are in the water. The helicopter is upside down. Are you saying it was upside down when it hit the plane, or is I'm pretty sure it's probably upside down in the water? My goodness. Oh, thank you, Church Nelly. I see it again. Let me try that. All right. Gonna pin the message to the top of the chat. Do not forget about these squatty hooks. That, of course, is a project by Rohini with Anne of Duchess of Success. Yeah, there we go. And of course, those items are made by hand by none other than Rohini, one of our favorite squatties. So do take a look at it. They've done everything they could to keep the price as low as possible. However, there is an expense with shipping from, I believe, I forgot where Rohini lives, but I know it is somewhere south of the equator, right? South America? Oh, I don't remember. Central America? Still can't remember. But yeah, so do take a look at that. But yeah, it's awful. The video that I'm looking at right now, where you can see the collision midair, and there's a fireball. And again, the plane was trying to land. I don't remember where the plane originated from. Was it Kansas? American Airlines regional jet has crashed into a military helicopter while attempting to land at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. Emergency services in the city are searching the Potomac River near the airport following the incident before 9 p.m. on Wednesday night. So that had to be before 8 p.m. my time. Wow, that is awful. Very sad. Oh yeah, it was coming from Kansas. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Abby Rose. Okay, thank you, Balaji Anthony. Okay, I'm just looking at a couple of your comments here. All right, you guys. Well, let's keep everyone and their families in our prayers because search has moved down river up to 2 miles. Okay, my goodness. Well, I guess if there's anything that we could say that is encouraging is that it's been since 2009 that there has been a commercial flight incident here in the United States. And of course, that's not including those two 737s that were manufactured in the United States and they had accidents in other places. But as for any of the American carriers, there has not been a commercial aircraft involved in a tragedy like this since 2009. So there goes that, what is it, 15 years without incident. And it is a miracle. When you think about it, it is a miracle. Modern aviation is a miracle of science because the idea that at any given time there has to be thousands of flights. And by the way, I believe the United States has more airports than any other nation. We have more airports. And that's because we do not have much by way of rail service. People tend to depend on aircrafts to get everywhere in the US. And that is the reason why that plane was, a smaller plane, is because back in the old days, of course, you would have taken a train. And we had excellent rail service here in the United States, but for whatever reason, we've gotten away from trains and we depend heavily on aircraft. And most smaller communities across the country are served by these aircraft. Everything from the Bombardier to the 737 is like the most popular aircraft in the world, um, and probably has sold more units out of all of the aircraft that either Airbus or Boeing has sold. The 737 is the workhorse of most fleets, and but this plane was much smaller than the 737. It was a commuter plane, and even though they are getting greater capacity, they are still smaller than the 737. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to move on from that for now, and we'll catch up with that later. Um, but it is a real tragedy, and I really feel for those people. Let's see, Abby Rosemary. Well, yeah, what is 2025 doing, huh? 2025 is definitely starting off, um, in a very different way from what I suspected it would be. I thought it would yeah, well, I mean, look at the occupant of the White House. That really sets a tone right there, but we cannot let, that individual in the White House, the Orange Menace, we have to try to maintain and well, although it's gonna be very difficult, I tell you that, it's gonna be very difficult with that one. Um, yeah, the sudden impact was horrendous, and my imagination is all over the place right now. Simon Rex. Simon Rex reveals whether he's still in touch with Meghan Markle after she wrote him that letter. So, why did she write him a letter? You didn't ask, but I'll tell you. It is because it has to do with the fact that years ago, the tabloids were trying to convince Simon Rex to uh, give some very, very damaging details about Megan's love life, about a relationship between the two of them. Simon Rex made sure it was understood there was no relationship. He said we went out and we ate, and it was in a very non datey way. It was not a date. It was very much just a couple of colleagues who had filmed a pilot, I think it was. And also, it was a matter of he can tell that she just was not into him. She was polite, interesting to talk to, but they did not even kiss. There was no exchange of anything like that. It was just friends on a lunch date, or should I say, colleagues on a lunch date. And so when the tabloids realized that he had any type of connection to Meghan, they started offering him money. And then at a certain point, they got up to about $70,000. And he said no. And he said, I really needed the money at the time, and it could have helped out a whole lot, but it just did not seem fair to the royal family. Now, he didn't distinguish anything about, all of the things going on with the institution and the Sussexes because he really wasn't paying attention to it. He certainly remembered Meghan and he thought fondly of her, and he had too much respect to lie. He has too much integrity to lie. So he did not go along with their plans. But um, it really is a testament to Meghan's character that a lot of people have been offered a lot of money to trash her. And so far, sadly, it's been her own family on her father's side that has done the trashing. On her mother's side, I think an uncle shared some photos and said incredibly nice things about Meghan, and that's about as far as things have gone with the Raglan side of the family, which is so different from what everyone assumed that it would be the black side of the family, that they could wave money at them and try to get some kind of dirt. That never happened. That never happened. It was her own father and her half siblings that caused so much grief. Her own father. Oh, thank you, Antoinette Kennedy, for that update. I have to tell you, when I first went to Washington, D.C., and I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but it was before 9/11, right? And rather than being fascinated by all of the monuments I was seeing, which I was amazed with that, I was also a bit nervous because you know how my mind works. I'm always like trying to understand how things function. And so I said, wow, they must really trust these pilots because, I mean, there's the um, Jefferson Memorial, there's the Lincoln Memorial, there's the Washington Monument. I'm looking at the city of Washington, D.C., and all I could think about is what could happen if there was some lunatic or some, evil person flying the plane. What could go wrong? And this was years before 9/11. It had to be in the 1980s when I went to Washington, D.C. the first time. And I never stopped thinking about that. How is it they feel this is, okay, especially when you got flights coming in from all over the world? Why do they think this is all right? How is it they can have people they don't know, although they have pilot's license and such, flying so close to these monuments? And of course, I don't even have to tell you which monument I thought would be the biggest, or should I say, the most threatened. But that was my impression of Washington, D.C., is how available it was, how much you could see from the sky. And what does that mean for their safety? Now, this clearly was an accident, um, but still, that's something that I took away with me that day. And it never really meant more than it did on September the 11th, 2001. That's when it really hit me. I'm just like, wow. It's not like it was a premonition. It was just a thought that what would happen if, that's what I mean by that. What would have happened if? So, but thank you again for that. Okay, thank you if you just joined us. Do not forget to hit that like button, please. Do not forget to hit that like button. Um, Simon told DailyMail.com that he doesn't know about her upcoming show, but appeared to still support her. Oh, cool. Good for her. He replied after learning is especially, um, specifically a cooking show. Good for her. Um, I have listened to this guy talk before, and he's different. He has a different kind of energy about himself. Very creative, a very creative guy, and it doesn't surprise me that he would turn down a lot of money when he was absolutely broke because it was the right thing to do. That does not surprise me about him. But he's kind of quirky in a very cool and fun way, and really interesting to listen to. He is very spontaneous, and as he thinks, he talks, and he acts, and he does, and yeah, that's what I got for him is looking at some of his videos on Instagram. So very likable guy, and because of his, I guess, strength of character, I would say a very lovable guy. So cheers to Simon Rex. Oh, by the way, you guys, by the way, Um, there are rumors about Simon Rex. Have you guys heard about the rumors? Anyone? Do you have you an idea who he has been seen photographed with? Huh? I think you'll be surprised. You'll be like, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Huh? Anybody want to take a guess who Simon Rex has been photographed with? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll put it to you like this. Is someone that we spoke about, I believe, just yesterday or the day before. Mm, okay, I give Tiffany. There you go. Simon Rex and Tiffany. I'm telling you, Tiffany is everywhere. Tiffany is everywhere. And I don't know how or where or when she tops off that champagne, but diamond, I wear champagne. ah, looks like he's hanging out with her at her New York penthouse. She is so yeah, yeah, she is so the it girl. She is the it girl. Some of the spaces that Tiffany finds herself in and some of the men that she has been photographed with, I am always amazed. I'm like, you go, girl. You go, girl. Yeah, that's our Tiffany. That is our Tiffany. I wonder if Tina and Michelle knew about this and just didn't say anything. Oh, well. One thing about Tina and Michelle, they can always keep a secret. So, yeah, Simon Rex and Tiffany have been seen photographed together at Tiffany's New York penthouse. So, boom. um, let's see. You know what? You know what? I do have something there. And let me see. I think it's um well, I'm not sure who it's from, but I don't think it's from you. Unless you have a different name, which I won't say. But there seems to be a letter waiting for me from someone with a different name, shall I say, that I won't say. But yeah, I do have a letter. That's the only thing that I see. But yeah, that's it. I have a I told you my mailbox store, they photograph everything so you can see what you have before you even go, you can see if it's a box or a letter, and they usually scan it with the name, which is really cool that they do that. And of course, if it's a box, sometimes it has like the weight on it. So, um, by the way, I have a new project that I'm working on. I I bought some shelves for my shower since I have the new shower head. That caddy that I have hanging over the shower nozzle just it I had to manipulate it to try to get it in place, and you shouldn't have to do that. So now I got to put some corner shelves up in the shower, and it has an epoxy which is guaranteed to hold. I've never heard of this before, but my niece put me onto it. She said you have to use a hair dryer to remove it. or as I like to say, some things are better left to a professional, but we'll see how it goes. But she guarantees me that it's going to stay in place. So we'll see. Okay. Oh yeah, Ingrid Soares. It's when it I saw that I was just like, a plane, a plane, because it's been since they said 2009 that something like this has happened in the United States, a commercial flight. So yeah, it's interesting that we just take air travel for granted, and it is still the safest way to travel. So if you have a flight coming up, just know, statistically speaking, it is the safest way to travel. You run a greater risk catching a city bus or driving in a car than flying on a commercial airline. Or so yeah, statistically speaking, just to keep it in perspective. Modern aviation is a miracle. It really is. Okay, so much for Simon and Tiffany. Um, Gosh, you know what? Let me see if I got a photograph that I shared with you guys before, and it has to do with airplanes. Let me see if I can find that. Mm, Has to do with airplanes. Well, I tell you what, I will try to grab that another time. I'll share it with you later today. Or should I say later, on Royal Sussex. Okay, and I found it. When you see this, you're gonna be like, wow, wow. But I'm gonna show it to you. The first time I saw this, I could not, I could not believe my eyes. It was, and even more interesting is if you could see it in motion. If you could see it in motion, you'd be that much more amazed by it. Uh, okay, let me take a little screenshot of this. And I'm going to share it with you. Okay, give me just a second. You will be amazed, I guarantee you. In the meantime, do you still see that image from? Are you all still trying to figure this one out? Each one of those yellow thingies that you see there, that represents an actual flight that is happening at the peak of travel. Okay. So during peak air travel times in the United States, there are about 5,000 planes. You hear that number? 5,000 airplanes in the sky every hour, around 50,000 aircraft in total each day. 50,000 flights over the continental United States every day. And during the peak of travel, it's about 5,000 flights per day. So when you are traveling across the United States on a flight, you are just one of, you are, should I say, you are in one of some 5,000 aircraft. So if you're traveling between, say, 9 o'clock in the morning to about 6 p.m., you are one of those 50,000 flights that day or 5,000 flights at peak hour. That is unbelievable. That is a marvel. So when I say that modern aviation is nothing shy of a miracle, it is a miracle that 50,000 flights are taking place every day without incident. 50,000 flights without incident. And then, of course, something can and will go wrong. So think about that. Um, 50,000 times what? 365? How many flights is that in a year? How many flights is that every year? That's just the United States, which has more airports than any other country. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. And you ought to see this map when it's moving. Um, if you go to the flight radar 24, you could actually see that image moving. So there you go. Statistically, still the safest way to travel. Okay, let's get on with it. I will take that away. 50,000 flights a day. 50,000. I cannot get over that. 50,000 flights per day. Passport for domestic flights? No, no passport. So you can go to Puerto Rico or any of the U.S. Territories, and you do not need a passport. Not for Alaska and not for Hawaii. No passport needed. U.S. Virgin Islands, no passport. You can use it as a form of identification anywhere, but you don't need it to fly from one U.S. destination to another. Okay, so Meghan Markle's college friend reveals heartfelt book dedication kept secret until now. Lindsay Jill Roth told People she saved the message for Meghan as a little token for her to see. Now, that was very sweet. Also, I do have a little sound for this video, which I will share with you. I don't think she mentions the secret there, but Chef Sandy Love, thank you so much for joining us. Um, I cannot see the in the back. Yes, if that's what that is. Connie Bomber. Hey, Connie Bomber, thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure. Okay, let us. Oh, there we go. I got it. Just gonna play that little soundbite so you can hear um, Lindsay Geo Roth's voice. Now, she went to Northwestern University with our Duchess, which is, means she has been knowing the Duchess of Sussex for a very long time.
In the past, dating rules had you hide more of yourself and figure things out. And that's not 2025. 2025 is this is who I am. This is what I'm looking for reasonably. And I want to share that with you. And I want to see if we're compatible and we can grow together. And this is going to help you do that.
I think it's a great book out there. Lindsay, Jill Roth. It's out right now. Romances and Practicality.
Just in time for Valentine's Day, right?
There you go.
Right in front of the Valentine's Day tree.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
All right.
In the past, dating rules.
Okay, so as you can see, her book is about the rules of dating, but she referenced the Duchess of Sussex in the book. And let's see here. Lindsay. Lindsay. Okay. Unfortunately, okay. Joe. I should have had that handy. Let me try it again. If you just joined us, please do not forget to hit that like button. Yeah, please remember to hit the like button. That is how we keep the lights on. So Meghan Markle's college friend reveals heartfelt book dedication kept secret until now. Longtime friend Lindsay Jill Roth is honoring her friendship with the Duchess of Sussex with a special tribute in her new book, kept a secret until release day. She hasn't read her acknowledgement yet. Roth, an author and television producer, previously told People magazine about the message for Meghan in the dedication. Do you guys know what the message is? Because I still cannot find it. I have saved that as a little token for her until now. The book comes out. Let me see. I think it's rare to find friends who love you unconditionally, and I've been lucky in my life to have a few who truly consider family. She said, "It's almost like those words aren't enough." Roth and Meghan met as freshmen at Northwestern University in the Toni Morrison literature class, and their bond blossomed into a close friendship honored in the acknowledgement of romances and practicalities. That's what the book is called, Romances and Practicalities. In her dedication, Roth wrote, Meghan Sussex, oh yeah, this is it right here, Meghan Sussex, Meg, to be sisters by choice, still thinking the same thing at the same time after all these years, no matter how many miles between us, is my favorite part of our unbreakable bond. Roth wrote that they're for each other always, sharing a deep loyalty and understanding. I could tell you anything and it would be okay. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Now that is very sweet. I like that. So that's the dedication right there. The Duchess of Sussex served as maid of honor when her friend married Gavin Jordan, a Brit like Prince Harry. No, there are no Brits like Prince Harry. Prince Harry is singular and special and unique. There are no other Brits like Prince Harry. Give the people their money back. And the British people are crazy putting up with that nonsense. I'm mad at them. I'm sorry. Every time I see Brit, I think about the lady from the islands. And as soon as I see the word Brit, I start thinking, give the people their money back. And the British people are silly putting up with that nonsense. Boy, I tell you, she really lit them up, didn't she? It's 2023, and we don't need them. Okay, let's see here. Shelly L says, hi, Baron and Squaddies. That approximately 18,000. Oh, wait, 18,250,000 flights a year? Shelly L, thank you so much for doing the math because we'd be here all day, even if I had a calculator. Thank you so much for doing the math. So, did you guys hear that? Take a look again. 5,000 flights at the peak of travel every day, 50,000 flights a day, and 18,250,000 flights a year over these United States. That is a marvel. That is a marvel. I mean, statistically, you have a better chance of figuring out what is this than you would ever having a horrible incident flying a commercial airliner in the United States. So I tell you, if you ever figure out what this is, I would say make it a road trip. Yeah, if you can figure out what that is, Connie Balmer, I say make it a road trip because statistically, you have a better chance of figuring out what it is compared to you ever having a horrendous incident while traveling on a commercial aircraft in the United States. Okay, so, but yeah, we got to figure out what that is. Let me take that away. Thank you again, Shelly L, and thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. Okay, and there you can see on the left side, that is Lindsay Jill Roth's social media, right? And what does that very small print say? Best Summer Read, proudly celebrating the launch of Lindsay Jill Roth's debut novel, What Pretty Girls Are Made Of, in New York last night. Thanks to my loves at, what is that, Birchbox, for hosting. I'm a character in the book. You have to read it to find out who. Buy it here, blah, 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 Amazon. Ah, very cool. And then there on the right, Lindsay Jill Roth following from her debut novel in 2015, once again includes her college friend Meghan in her new book. This is so heartwarming. This is sisterhood. Yes, it is. That is sisterhood. I'm so glad that Meghan has friends like that. I'm happy that anyone has friends like that. That's why I always say your friends and your family, and in particular, your friends that are family. And we've all had those friends that are indeed family. Okay. The wish list. By the way, I did add some items to the official Royal Sussex wish list. And as I have said so many times, do not feel compelled to buy anything on that wish list. It's just little surprises that, I don't know, it's like getting a warm embrace from the Sussex squad. Just like right now, I am drinking coffee from a mug that was gifted to me from one of the Spotties. And every day I look at it and I feel loved and appreciated, not because of a material thing, but because of that gesture. So that's what it's about. Nothing there that I couldn't acquire myself, but it's just fun to get those little surprises. And but do not feel pressured. Whatever your circumstances, or it's just something fun that I like. Okay. Antoinette Kennedy, I already downloaded the book on my Kindle. Very nice. Let's see, Baron, there is a Brit husband like Prince Harry, and he is my husband, Helen G. Protest. He is the best husband in the whole wide world, and he is sitting right here next to me, and he's listening to me. And if I say this loud enough and often enough, he is going to take me shopping. Wow, Helen G. I'm looking at the small print there. It is almost impossible to see it with the naked eye for the rest of you, but I see it and I can hear it loud and clear. So, I can see it loud and clear. So, yes, Helen G., I agree with you 100%. There are two of those incredible Brits. There's one for the Duchess of Sussex and one for Helen G. All right. Time to check that limit on the credit cards. Let me see. What's that? He's incredibly handsome. He hasn't changed a bit since the wedding day. My, isn't that interesting? What? And he takes out the trash? Are you kidding me? You don't even have to remind him. That is amazing. Yes, then there are two Harrys. I love it. I am so happy for you. Check it out. There's the Duchess of Sussex. Wow, is she helping her with her lip gloss? Because I believe there was a member of the royal family who could not bond over lip gloss because it was so low class for her to do that. She could not bond over lip gloss. I guess she had too much of a baby brain. And by the way, that particular royal, it does not require a recent birth or a pregnancy for that royal to suffer from baby brain, more like bird brain, right? Not a lot going on up there. Not a whole lot. Lights on, but nobody's home. What's the other one? A tree short of a hammock, a brick short of a house, an oar short of a rowboat. Yeah, all of those apply. A warp puck on the hockey game of life. And of course, if I remember this one from Mama's Family, splinters in the windmills of her mind. She has splinters in the windmills of her mind. Somebody blew her pilot light out. Her dinghy done sprung a leak. Huh? All of those describe the current. I think I'm going to start calling her Crown Princess Kate, because Princess of Wales, I think that title should be retired. They should only use that title in reference to Princess Diana. And the reason why is because that is Diana's title, and no one else should ever use it. In other countries, someone in Kate's position would probably have the title Crown Princess, right? Waiting to become queen, crown princess. And that's what they should do. They should just retire Princess of Wales. Plus, the title Princess of Wales or Prince of Wales is rather offensive to the Welsh people because of the groundswell of nationalism in Wales and the fact that, well, Wales has been colonized all these years. Ah, I love that. I love that. Sixpence short of a shilling, a sandwich short of a picnic. Yes, yes, a sandwich short of a picnic. Thank you so much, Helen G. And thank you, Mr. G, if you helped with that one. Because as we all know, not only is Mr. G clever and good looking, but he's also very smart and full of lots of those whimsical colloquiums. So thank you, Mr. G and Mrs. G. Okay. You got that one too, huh? Okay. Very cool. All right, let's get baby brain off of there and we'll continue. Oh, how sweet. How sweet. And look at the bridesmaids over there. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Meghan hasn't worn some gown to stand out in the picture and to try to own the moment for herself? Because if you listen to the tabloid media, Meghan is obsessed with being the center of attention, right? And yet there she is, just blending in with everyone else. I mean, at a glance, you wouldn't know who that was, just one of the bridesmaids. But you know how it is. I tell you, if there's anything that I wish I could undo, and that is this campaign of hostility against the Duchess of Sussex. Such a great, wonderful person. And it's important that we remember that not everybody thinks that way. It's just a minority of people that are obsessed with trying to destroy her, and we know why. And those people that have committed this terrible act of trying to destroy her character, well, we know the ancestors are dealing with them one after the other. Yeah, a lot of people want to get rid of those things. I don't know if they still do it, but the only time that I have ever booked a ticket and seen this was with the British Airways, where they actually ask for your title. When you book your ticket, they ask for your title. And I guess that's so that the flight crew can address you by your proper title. I'd never heard of that before, but that's what they have there. They are expecting you to share your aristocratic title. Oh, you guys, I wish I had my old chair right now. This one is, I'm just amazed at how awful this chair is. But not to worry. It's going to take me months to figure out what I'll replace this with, but replace it I will. It may not even take that long, but this chair was a huge mistake. Awful chair. Oh. Oh, that is adorable. How sweet. How sweet. And thank you to the squatties that shared this today. I've actually seen it in multiple places, but there was one direct message. I think it was, let me see who gave that to me. I forgot who, but someone had put this in my Twitter messages, and thank you very much because I love it. And thanks for making sure that I didn't miss this today. Very sweet. I love that. They were just meant to be, plain and simple. They were just meant to be. Uh, yeah, I don't remember who sent it to me. But yes, anyway, thank you. Shelly L says, breaking. This just in. Kate has just submitted a response to Helen G's comment. Kate, thanks. Woo! And because of that, I think we need to reach out to Kensington Palace so we can hear more from Catherine the Great and things moving forward and things.
Well, obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, on to this day, and going forward and things. It is going forward and things. It is. It's going forward and things. It is. It's going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Yes, you do, girl. What are you doing? You know what she's doing, right?
Going forward and things. It is. Going forward and things.
That's what she's doing, going forward and things. I tell you, if she wasn't going forward and things, we would all have an opportunity to see exactly how backward she is. And by the way, thank you, RS, which I know is actually a different name, but I won't say what it is. But thank you, RS, for the PayPal. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And thank you for your constant support of Royal Sussex. And thank you for being here with us and, going forward and things. Thank you for being here with us.
Things. It is to this day and, going forward and things.
Yes, thank you for being here this day and going forward and things. Shelly L., that was amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. I love it. Going forward and things. Kate Middleton makes last-minute appearance with William at poignant event. It's good to be able to be here. Yeah, you could be a lot of places if you just got up and went. You could be a lot of places if you choose to be there. But instead of going forward in things, she'd rather stay home and, wait to see what the next magazine or newspaper says about her easing her way back into work. Right? This is yet, okay, I'm going to say this is the second time since, her surgery that was on her abdomen, that unspecified surgery that was not an emergency, but was last minute. Okay. That surgery that was not for cancer until months later, it was cancer, but we don't know what cancer it is. That surgery that was cancer cells were present until they were not present. And then, of course, the treatment, which became preventative treatment. You know what I mean? Everything is something and then it's something else. It's one thing and then another. Not one and the other. It's one and then it becomes another. So whatever they say related to whatever happened on the 28th of December 2023 is this and then it's that. Okay? Are you with me so far? Because I'd be impressed because I really lose track myself. It's this, not that. That's all you have to remember is that it's this, not that. And then once it's that, not this. Got it? I hope so. Anyways, Princess of Wales' new necklace, that's the other thing, is now she has her old queen necklace. She's going to wear that the rest of her life. As you can see, it kind of channels Queen Alexandra, right? Because Alexandra loved to wear multiple strands of pearls and jewels. She loved her chokers. She loved those. That one is not quite a choker, but that is going to be her new thing, is that she's going to wear those pearls a lot. Also, take a look here. Kate Middleton draws Diana comparisons during heartfelt visit to Royal Marsden Hospital. The Princess of Wales did a surprise visit at the Royal Marsden Hospital on January the 24th. Now, I don't like this. And the reason why it bothers me so much is because Princess Diana was authentic. Princess Diana more often visited hospital wards without a camera in sight. If there's any testament to Diana's commitment, it is actually a documentary that is comprised of nothing but home movies in the days before the cell phone, home movies of Diana, Princess of Wales, the People's Princess, visiting with families that she may have seen on television, or she was in the hospital making her usual visits. And the one family that really sticks out for me is the woman who was in the emergency with her son. Her son was unconscious or badly injured. And Diana promised, she said, "Is it okay if I come and visit you after this?" And the lady was surprised, but she said, yeah. She said, I'd like that. And so Diana got her information and she made a visit. And so the neighbors poured out of their homes. The family, it was just Diana and a bodyguard. There was no cameras except the cameras of the people who happened to have that technology available to them. It was not meant to be a part of some campaign to demonstrate that I'm not lazy. That's what it is for Kate. And they pretend that there's no cameras for Will and Kate. Like when William went to that shelter and they said it was a spontaneous thing and The only reason why we know about it is because someone tweeted Rebecca English. Remember that? That person just happened to have Rebecca English's phone number. And then we see a photo which actually revealed that there were professional photographer and videographer there, not just someone with a cell phone or mobile phone. So I do resent this idea that they are branding Kate Middleton anything to do with Diana. I wouldn't want them to do that with Meghan. Diana is her own person. Meghan is her own person. Kate is whoever she needs to identify with so that she can seem like a whole and complete person. This is an affront to Diana's memory. This only happened because last minute, if they would have, and I promise you, William is not pleased that she's there. Someone else decided to push her out there at the last minute, and William is not pleased that she's there. And I'm not saying that because this is a very emotional occasion where they're reflecting on the Holocaust as, described by the events in the 1930s and 40s, okay? But William also is looking a bit unpleased or displeased because this was supposed to be his event. William does not want to do events with Kate anymore. He said so 2 years ago when he went to the New York trip and Singapore. And so on this occasion, there she is pushed out there with him again. I think the only thing they had really planned together was, of course, the obligatory trooping the colors and such. But then also when they went to visit the families, the first responders from that incident with the 3 kids in school, that was the other occasion. I believe that was planned. And interestingly enough, while I was trying to put this together today, I found the article on the left side. And it's amazing how the article on the left side features a photo of a woman and her daughter as she's discussing her cancer, right? Just like you see Kate with her herbal lessons, fresh as a summer eves, walk through the field of grain. I don't like either one of these. I don't like either one of these because most of us don't have the time and we don't have the means to go and stroll through a field of grain. I don't even know what the point of that is. Is that symbolic of a new beginning or I don't know, is it saying bring in the harvest? What is the point of that? I don't care for either one of these images because it's not reflective of what it is to go through cancer. It's just not that way. I've cared for people with cancer. I've done that on several occasions. I have been a hand to hold on those visits to chemotherapy. It doesn't look like that. As a cancer patient, here's my one piece of advice to Kate Middleton that could change everything. And what is the date of that? That was June. Was the advice to go and find a field of grain? Take your family and go find a field of grain. so that people will know that you are in remission or that you're cancer free or whatever language we're using that day. It says, there is hope for those of us affected with this horrible disease, writes Nia Lopez. Some days are harder than others. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? It's almost as though the language was lifted by Kensington Palace and handed to Kate. But we must never stop cherishing every single moment. I don't know how this speaks to people that are in pain, that are waiting for their cue for medical treatment. I don't know how this speaks to those people that still have to work. Now, whoever wrote the article, I don't know what her circumstances are, and I don't care. This is not reflective. She's given advice to Kate. How about giving some advice to the people that are, the random, nameless, faceless strangers, the public, the less than mortals? Why not put your focus on them? I was so sorry I found that article. It was just by chance. And I'm just like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Yeah, it's revealing. It really, really has exposed the difference between the haves and the have-nots. Those who cannot afford to be pampered. Again, the person that wrote the article, I don't really know their circumstances. I just know that the article seems to be directed at Kate Middleton. Kate has all the help she needs. She has the best of everything. She can wake up and decide, I'm not going to do anything today. It doesn't have to be related to illness. She's always had that. And yet, there are people who would want us to believe that she's so down to earth and relatable. Brave Kate. If I see Brave Kate one more time, Men in Gray Suits has been copied. Yeah, isn't it amazing how in just the title and just a few words beneath the title, you could see the inspiration for Kate Middleton's walk through the fit. And look at the look on her face. It's almost like she's trying not to laugh because she realizes how ridiculous this looks. They give her a Little House on the Prairie dress. She has all of the hair extensions and pieces and everything she needs. And then she's walking through a field of grain. Where are you going? Where are you going? Are you out looking for respectability? Are you out looking for sympathy? Is that a harvest of sympathy? Everything is inconsistent. Everything is inconsistent. They can't even get the story straight. Exactly. Thank you, Ispy. Not once did I want to go walk through a field of whatever is growing looking like Laura Ingalls. Thank you. Thank you. There was nothing about your situation that caused you to want to cosplay Laura Ingalls. Thank you very much for that. It isn't lost on me that they strategically use a biracial woman for this puff piece. Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, she's out looking for her personality. Well, she will exhaust herself sooner than she'll find it. That's for certain. She will exhaust herself before she can find it. So embarrassing. Mom and Dad, Princess Charlotte, hilarious reaction to Prince William kissing Kate Middleton leaves royal fans in stitches. I wish I found it funny. I just find it repulsive. It really is repulsive. The whole thing is just a stunt. There are people genuinely suffering, and Kate makes one trip to a cancer ward, and that is with cameras in tow. And they dare to compare her to Princess Diana. That is just so unfair to Diana's memory. You're either committed to the cause or you're not. And I say she's not. There's a disconnect between the glossy aesthetic portrayed in the 3-minute video and the brutal reality of thousands of people being treated for cancer. Even the Mirror called her out. Kate Middleton's cancer airbrushing doesn't reflect brutality of ordinary people's chemotherapy. Kate hasn't set herself up as a poster child for all cancer patients. But Mirror, Polly Hudson says going through chemo is the opposite of frolicking in the sunlit meadow and only showing one side of her glossy video must make people with cancer feel very alone. Now remember, Kate said, you are not alone. Kate said you're not alone, but this Kate is surrounded with children, her half-wit husband who's equally lazy, and let's not forget a camera crew, a director of photography or videography whose specialty is commercials. The guy that put this together, that produced this or directed this, his stock and trade is making commercials. It's an insult. It is an absolute insult. It's an affront to people with serious illness. I can't prove it, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say most people that are going through chemotherapy or has been through chemotherapy do not have a camera crew, do not have access to a field of grain, nor the means to get there, right? They don't have a helicopter to take them from point A to point B. You can't please all of the people all of the time. And of course, there will be many who are inspired by Princess of Wales video and message that there can be a light at the end of chemotherapy tunnel. But it feels important to take a moment to consider those who may feel differently, those for whom this deeply unrealistic view of cancer treatment will be incredibly jarring, to say the least. Unlike the infamous Mother's Day photo, this really matters. Airbrushing out the dark and only showing the light is digitally altering the truth, also known as a slap in the face, an insult. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker and for being a member of Royal Sussex. And then there was this article, Alison Pearson, our fair lady, Princess of Wales' selfless display was the tonic that Britain needed. You don't say. When lesser mortals would have stayed at home, Catherine proved that the show goes on. When lesser mortals would have stayed at home. I guess lesser mortals do not have a staff of 62 people and 2 Filipino nurses, William's words, not mine, that stay with her around the clock to assure that they get the best treatment. Most people don't have that. Most people are not going to have someone alter their dress and create a mock Eliza Doolittle look. Most people do not have that. Most people are not going to go through all the trouble to show up at an event that she doesn't care for. Oh, but let's remember, if she didn't do this, it would have looked just a little strange for her to go where she really wants to go, and that is the Wimbledon. So in exchange for Wimbledon, she went to this occasion. Otherwise, she'd skip this one. This was also a last-minute thing. It was last minute. And then someone quickly put together that outfit, which may have very well have been something that she had planned to wear on another occasion. I mean, basically, it's the white dress, and they just added some ribbons and a belt to it. Yeah, thank you very much, Isby. Absolutely. Charles almost went to a cancer ward within a month or two, if I recall. It has taken Kate a year. It has taken her a year. But wait, I'm not done yet. Appalling praise for Kate Middleton public appearance amid cancer stirs controversy. Kate Middleton made her first appearance since making the shocking revelation that she has been diagnosed with cancer. While many royal fans praised the Princess of Wales' surprise outing with her family, others slammed a columnist calling other cancer patients lesser mortals, highlighting issues of social class and privilege. Wait a minute. Was I done with that one yet? Is something out of order? Oh, maybe that was the last of that one. But yeah, so there you have it. The Allison, whatever her name is, article was also very offensive. And I do think that was the end of that. I thought I had something else, but maybe I accidentally deleted it, but no matter. Oh, I know what it was. Let me see. I must have deleted that. Or did I? Let me go back and take a look. Oh, there it is. The upper right. You can see her embracing the young lady. That's what I wanted to say. That was also unscheduled. That was something that happened very spontaneously. William was supposed to meet with that family for one of those honors. And at the last minute, they wanted Kate to come down and meet the family so that she could embrace the young lady who actually passed away sometime thereafter. The family was very gracious, and they were very honored to meet, both Kate and William. To be fair, they were very honored. But this is also another one of those occasions that was last minute put together in a pinch. And I do believe that is because if they spring it on William, there's really not a whole lot that you can do about it at the last minute. But she was not supposed to be there. And so, up until this point, Kate, as far as I know, has not had any contact, at least not on camera. And I'm pretty sure that's the only way it would have happened. But she hadn't had any type of outreach until this moment, ever since she first declared she had cancer. Her outreach didn't happen again until the visit to the hospital ward. No Zoom calls, nothing. And I'm more than certain it has not happened, because if it did happen, it would likely have been filmed. They would have shared it on camera. It is shamelessly being flaunted in front of people. These two occasions where she has done some type of outreach. And before this, the only other occasion that I know that she had a visit with a cancer patient was that little girl during the pandemic. There was a little girl, and Kate wore a pink dress, and I believe she wore a face mask, thank God, to visit with the child. The child asked her to come dressed as a royal princess. So, of course, Kate did not wear a tiara, but she did wear that very princess-looking pink dress, which was very sweet. But aside from that, those are the only 3 occasions in all this time that I know that she has had any type of outreach. Kate Middleton does not do hospital wards. It is very rare. Even on camera, it is very rare. A fake and a phony. That's all I can say, is that she's blatantly fake and phony. Let me see here. Oh, I'll save the real true snark for Instagram. I understand we don't want to get in trouble. And trust me, I have been mostly disciplined, but sometimes I go back and I look at a video, I'm like, oh, they still monetized it. That's good to know, because I'm just like, ooh, did I say too much? Okay, so let's go to this one. Sad, but still joyful. Unfortunately, the child was born a bit premature, but as we know, with modern technology and lots of prayers, I'm sure the child is going to do just fine. But the baby came a little early, and that's always concerning. But I'm sure the child is going to do just fine. So, congratulations to is that one Beatrice and her husband, Monopoly, or what is his name? Monopoly, something like that. Congratulations to both of them. And yeah, it's very joyful. And I encourage us to pray for that child's health and growth and development, and a quality life forever and ever. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. Let me see. What time is it in the UK? That means Elaine has just made her first trip to the loo. That means that Elaine's bladder has spoken. But yes, thank you so much for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you for being a member and a moderator. Yes, a member and a moderator. Okay, I'm going to take a quick look to see what's happening in the news. Let me see. Yeah, it says they recovered 18 bodies from the water. God, I hate saying that. And it was 64 people on the flight, and I believe there were 4 survivors. Oh, wow. My goodness, those poor people. Those poor people. I hope they didn't suffer a lot. Yeah, I hope they didn't suffer a lot. But yeah, in case you just joined us and you haven't heard, there has been a plane crash in Washington, D.C. A plane had a collision with a military helicopter. You know, not only does this remind me, let me go back to the start for just a second. Not only does this remind me of the, was it Air Florida flight? A Florida Air flight that hit the bridge and went into the Potomac back in 1982. It also reminds me of a very infamous flight. Now, I don't want to get started with conspiracies, but it was at Chicago's Midway Airport, and they found thousands of dollars in a briefcase. Chicago's Midway Airport disaster. Let me see, what year was that? And I forgot all of the people that was on the flight, but I know a congressman was on the flight. Yeah, a United States congressman was on the flight. Oh, that was 1972. That was back in 1972. And yes, it was a 737. Flight 553 was a scheduled domestic flight from Washington National Airport to Omaha, Nebraska, via Chicago Midway International Airport on December the 8th, 1972. Let me get to some of the people that was on that flight. The CIA claim of responsibility was echoed by Nixon's special counsel, Chuck Colson. Okay, yeah, this is it. Do you guys want to hear this or not? This is the conspiracy about that flight. I mean, I don't have to get into it, but this has been one that has bothered a lot of people for some time. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Dorothy Hunt's death led to the accident becoming caught up in rumors and conspiracy theories related to the unfolding Watergate scandal. Hunt was carrying $10,000 in $100 bills when the plane crashed, and Some allege that the money was meant for people connected to Watergate. James McCord alleged that Hunt supplied the Watergate defendants with money for legal expenses. The FBI appearance at the accident scene was also regarded by some as unusually fast. Skeptics of the official narrative speculate that the plane was targeted due to Hunt's presence on board and that sabotage of the flight was covered up by government agencies. As a result, the accident became known as the Watergate crash. One proponent of Watergate-related theories was Sherman Skolnick, a Chicago-based private investigator who alleged that the aircraft had been sabotaged by the CIA. On June the 13th, 1973, Skolnick testified at the NTSB hearing in Rosemont, Illinois, that claimed the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Columbia Broadcasting System, United Airlines traffic controllers at Midway, and the NTSB itself conspired in a plot to sabotage the flight because 12 of its passengers had links to Watergate. Oh my God. Woo! United Airlines officials had asked the NTSB to hear Skolnick's version because he had frequently charged the United Airlines was among those attempting to suppress his explanation of events. He said that Hunt carried $2 million in traveler's checks and money orders stolen from the Committee for the Re-election of the President, 50,000 in currency, and documents that may have led to the impeachment of President Richard Nixon. He stated a hitman whom Nixon had placed aboard the aircraft to make sure that Hunt was eliminated, also died in the accident. The Chicago Tribune said that Skolnick scores of facts and assumptions together loosely, and no documentation was produced to substantiate the charges. The claim of the CIA responsibility was echoed by Nixon's special counsel, Chuck Colson, in an interview with the Times Magazine in 1974. However, the same article speculated that Colson was accusing the CIA of a broad Watergate conspiracy in a desperate attempt to stave off Nixon's impeachment in the scandal, and that Colson may have lost touch with reality as he faced a prison sentence. Hot diggity dog. Can you believe that? Now, I'm sure that this is nothing like that, and I don't mean to imply that, but it's just that Washington, D.C. connection is always something that since 1972, people get very suspicious immediately. Yeah, so if you want to learn some more about that, then go ahead and look up, let me see, what is it called? United Airlines Flight 553. I kind of like conspiracy theories. I don't always believe them, but they are interesting. Kind of like, where's Kate Middleton? Let me see. Balaji said, Prince of Wales, Charles, money. I wonder if he was here at that time. Does make one wonder, doesn't it? But anyway, I just thought I would share that bit of history with you guys. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish this up because I promised that we wouldn't be here more than an hour. And here it is, going on 2 hours. So let me wrap this up. Invictus Games revealed medals for upcoming Vancouver Whistler event. The 2025 Invictus Games are just over a week away, and the medals athletes will compete to win have been unveiled. Designed by Levi Nelson of the Lilwat Nation, the gold, silver, and bronze medals blend together visually elements of Coast Salish culture. The symbols include a war paddle, the ancestral eye, and the triangle and wave of mountains and valleys. The medal's outer edge emulate what is that? Braided cedar rope. Okay. The medals will be awarded to wounded, injured, and sick military members and veterans from 23 countries gathering in Vancouver and Whistler to compete in adaptive sports. So there you go. There is a sneak peek. What's that? You can barely see it. How about this? There, that's better. That's better. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And I wonder if you get to keep the box. What's that? Heather says, I can make a conspiracy out of nothing. It's a gift. Okay, we need to hang out then. We really need to hang out because I love knitting together a conspiracy. So Levi is from the Little Wat Nation, located in Mountain, what is that? Mount Curry. An alumnus of the Emily Carr University of Art Design. He finished his graduate degree at Columbia University School of Art, class of 2023. Wow, I'm so happy for him. That is a great honor. That is a great honor. Nelson's work explores art style fusing Aboriginal elements with pop culture imagery. Sure did. Well, that is a great honor. I am so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. He will be immortalized, or his work will be immortalized because of the Invictus Games. That is a great honor. Medals for the Invictus Games, Vancouver Whistler 2025, designed by Levi. Built on a striking visual identity jointly created by artists from the 4 host First Nations. So, in other words, he incorporated those designs from the 4 nations and created a cohesive language of art and elegance that is beautiful. Now, let's get back to Kate. That is supposed, oh, you know what? I was supposed to share this earlier. That was a continuation of what I shared before. Oh my goodness. Now this is kind of lost. Hold on a second. Let me see where I messed up. Or did I mess up? No, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I kind of stuck that in the middle of what I was saying. But of course, that is the Chanel purse, which, as we mentioned yesterday, how out of touch Kate Middleton was for daring to make that appearance with the Chanel bag, if you recall from yesterday. And just to refresh your tea, let me go ahead and bring up that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I'm going to refresh your tea. Okay, just hold your teacup for me. I'm going to refresh your tea. Was that yesterday? Yes, it was. There we go. There we go. That was yesterday. All right. No. Hmm. Okay, we were speaking about how out of touch Kate was. Okay, maybe that wasn't yesterday. Sorry about that, you guys. Let me go back over here and do that. Well, anyway, the point is she showed up at the Holocaust Remembrance with a Chanel bag. And as mentioned yesterday, Coco Chanel, also known as Gabrielle, was a notorious collaborator with the Nazis during the occupation. Or did they call it Vichy France? Is that what they called it? Something like that. But during the occupation of Paris during the Second World War, Coco Chanel was known to be a collaborator. And therefore, some people were quite disturbed that Kate was so insensitive and so clueless that she showed up at this event with a Chanel bag. And the Ministry of Hex, well, he spoke about that yesterday too. A Chanel bag, is she for real? Yes, she was for real. Now, back over here. And so there is this idea that maybe this was not by chance, that this was by design. Now, I don't know if I'm going to just accept that, because I would hate to believe, and I don't want to believe, that that was deliberate. Although sometimes the royals can have a very warped sense of humor. Sometimes there is ignorance, and then sometimes there is the in-joke. Like, for instance, when they made that film about the royal family back in the 1970s, they eventually had to put it on the shelf, and they didn't want anybody to ever see it again because of Queen Elizabeth telling a joke that would seem rather racist, referring to one of the ambassadors as a gorilla or a primate. And the way she told the joke in such an easy manner, I really had to listen to it a couple of times because I wasn't sure. I'm just like, she didn't say that, did she? Yes, she did. And was very comfortable saying it. Now, of course, the queen is the queen, not the other one. Is from a different era. And that different era that she was from, they were very casual about those things. But it was so cringy. It just makes you funny feeling come across your stomach when you hear it, or, and yeah, it was bad. And then, of course, you think about this one. Obviously, Princess Michael of Kent felt very comfortable wearing that blackamoor brooch because she was in the company of people who were cold, callous, and insensitive enough to think it funny. And so she did it. She reached in her jewelry box, filled with a lot of costume jewelry, I'm sure, and she pulled that piece out of all the things she could have worn. And if you notice, she's wearing it very high on her lapel, actually on her shoulder pad. She has it pinned to her shoulder pad to make sure that those cameras that are at the gates of Buckingham Palace every year will snap an image of her in the car with that blackamoor brooch. That was deliberate. I don't think it was by chance. It was deliberate. It was a deliberate message to Meghan that she's not welcome, that you're not one of us. Whatever you think, you're not one of us. And that is the same Princess Michael of Kent that named her sheep Venus and Serena. And here's another example. It's not limited to people of color. Camilla with her dog named Beth. She just happened to have a dog named Beth, the same name as the woman who refused to acknowledge her for years, Elizabeth. They're so preoccupied with the name Lilibet that they don't even want to discuss the idea that the daughter-in-law of the Queen has a dog named Beth. Where'd that name come from? I don't know too many people who name their dogs Beth. That is the first time I've ever heard someone with a dog named Beth. You know what? I think it has to do with the fact that she was referred to as the Rottweiler, right? And maybe she thought the Queen should have put her foot down when Princess Diana referred to her as a Rottweiler. So when she got a chance to, she named her dog Beth. That is very disrespectful. Yeah, absolutely. That was very disrespectful. But where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? All of those clever people in the Royal Rota, and no one has ever mentioned it as far as I know. No one has ever pointed it out. Also, another in-joke. Now, given Camilla, Godzilla, and Petty Charles, we know how they are, right? Because of the famous phone call. So we all know what that represents, don't we? That's a little sick in-joke between the two of them, between Fred and Gladys. That is their in-joke, and it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Because I know what it referenced, you know what it referenced, and it's disgusting. They are a couple of pigs. Two pigs. Bright red of Welsh Guard. No, it's not. Endangered monarch butterfly. Maybe. Nod to historic royal portraits. Definitely not. Military stillness. Or it's a reference to their phone call. It is an in-joke that will last for the ages. And that's exactly what it is. It's what it appears to be. I think so. Don't forget, Duchess Meghan has been mentioned a number of times by the designers she has worn. Really? I'm not sure what that reference. Chanel just had a big fashion parade this week. Do you think she was trying to be mentioned for Chanel? Well, that's possible. That's possible. I have never seen Kate with a Chanel bag. I have never, ever seen Kate with a Chanel bag. She usually has the little flat clutch that she uses as a to comfort her nerves, to settle her nerves, holding it in front of her midsection, which according to the body language people is called blocking, because she's insecure and she feels very vulnerable. So I am going to just assume that okay, I don't want to believe that that's why she did that, but you never know. With the royals, you never know. Oh, you know what? Okay. Because Princess Diana often wore Chanel and such. Maybe, just maybe, perhaps Kate was trying to create a visual image of Diana to kind of, infuse Diana's spirit in that outreach because, it's so rare that Kate ever does stuff like that. And I do believe that there is going to be a concerted effort to capitalize on the idea of the future, um, you know, Diana, that she's the new Diana or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that that's part of it. So maybe there was no offense that was meant by carrying that bag. I hope not. Oh yeah, they have those all over. Uh, what's her name? Margaret, Princess Margaret had two huge blackamoor statues on either side of her door of her apartment at the Kensington Palace. She had a huge representation of blackamoor art. They were almost life size. They were almost life size, just in case. And you know what? No. Now I understand why there's these invitations. I can see why they keep sending out those invitations. The South African flag waving in the sky. I rode in a carriage. Kate squeezed my thigh. uh, that explains it. I won't add anything else to it. That explains it. I have nothing else to add to it. I'm going to leave it deliberately ambiguous and allow you to glean from it whatever you may. Oliver Girl, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for being here tonight. And Connie Balmer, I believe there's a message for you. Let me see. Connie Balmer, not from Haiti. Huh. Okay. That's not for me, of course. So, but thank you for the super chat. Yeah. Now I can see that. Actually, I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah. uh, but that explains a lot, I think. I'm not sure what it explains, but it explains something. Let me see if I can find Princess Margaret's apartment. Apartment. Let me see, Margaret. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, I had a picture of it. Oh, there it is. I found it. I found it. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. I told you it was life size, right? Well, not exactly life size, but yeah, it is because I think those represent small children. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Look at the size of those things. By the way, I love that apartment. It reminds me of what is that porcelain? Oh gosh, what is the name of that porcelain with the blue? Wedgwood. It reminds me of Wedgwood blue. My. Isn't that something? They are life size. It's like having, you know what? You know what? If they ever x-rayed those sculptures, I would be terrified to know. I would be terrified. I wouldn't put it past them. My. Yes, Wedgwood blue. I love Wedgwood. I actually had painted my bedroom Wedgwood blue, and I even put up some of the wood trim to really, give it that look. I have an old cookie can that I have had for years, and it has like the Wedgwood painted on it. No, Louis Armstrong died years ago. Yeah, he died years ago. Okay, enough of Margaret. This is the most attention that she's gotten anywhere in ages. I love that though. I love the contrast of the blue and white. That is beautiful. Have you guys ever seen that movie Diva? It is a French language film. It's called Diva with the opera singer Wilhelmina Wiggins Fernandez. Let me know if you've ever seen that. There is a hotel suite that is featured in that movie, and I have been obsessed with that room. I've always said that if I won the lottery, I would have to make my living room look just like that hotel suite. Oh yeah, Wedgwood. You can find it on eBay for some very low prices now. That's what I was thinking about. I was even thinking, what if that, you know what I mean? What if that's the reason why they won't return the prince? Kind of gruesome to think about. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did a little something like that some time ago, but it deserves to have its own video. It really deserves its own video. Um, yeah, I'll try to make that happen. That photo of Charles, he is in hell before he even passed. uh, okay, Royal Hypocrites. Now, I have another soundbite for you. We're almost done, you guys. We're almost done. I tried to come on earlier today, but I just could not make it happen, as I did run some errands today, but I promise you tomorrow I'm going to try to come on much earlier. William, when will you get something right? We used to think that Andrew was the William, when will you get something right? We used to think that Andrew was the problem child in the non-working, scrounging royal family, but maybe that title's actually being passed to William. As we found out yesterday, that on his visit to one of his tenant farmers, I'll come back to that later, to discover green initiatives and understand how farmers are keeping the country green, William travelled by helicopter. And I've got to say, he's in that helicopter more than he's actually doing something else. And if he's not in the helicopter, he's travelling by private jet to the south of France to watch Aston Villa. Now, we all know private jets, helicopters are not green. But the thing that annoys the tax-paying British public who hold the royal family accountable
is just the level of deceit and secrecy. It's as simple as that. It's the fact that William and his entourage spend our money and try and pull the wool over our eyes about what's actually happening. Is this a massive scam? So people watching in the US, tenant farmers, obviously William now controls massive estates of land across the UK, which his family basically stole from other people. The farmers that he visited yesterday are tenant farmers, which means they rent the land from William and the family and the cronies. They rent the land. They put their lives into developing a sustainable business on a property that they will never own, paying exorbitant amounts of rent to the royal family. You can't say any more, can you? Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. William, when we...
Okay, there you go. A hypocrite, not a hypocrite, those hypocrites. Both Charles and William, helicopter flights, private jets, multiple huge homes, personal train, climate change, hypocrites. Prince Charles branded a serial hypocrite after flying less than 70 miles to attend a polo match. Yeah, that sounds about right. And of course, same thing, helicopters, private jets, multiple huge homes, personal train, climate change, hypocrites, hypocrites, hypocrites. And then, of course, this very out of touch thing. This is probably the justification that all of the members of the royal family use, is that their time is better spent because they are allegedly so busy that they just cannot afford to spend so much time driving.
Sometimes people do look at, there's a recession. Are you conscious of the fact that sometimes people do look at the royal family and see perhaps that privilege is being used to give them a lifestyle that people might think of as unreasonable? And I have to ask the question, what is a reasonable lifestyle? It's not extravagant, I don't believe. It's not unreasonable. If you are trying to maximize the time that we have, or I have, to be able to do what I do for not only business but also society in the UK. There's a recession. Are you conscious of the fact that sometimes people do look at the royal family and see perhaps that privilege is being used to give them a lifestyle that people might think of as unreasonable? And I have to ask the question, what is a reasonable lifestyle? It's not extravagant, I don't believe. It's not unreasonable. If you are trying to maximize the time that we have, or I have, to be able to do what I do for not only business but also society in the UK.
Yeah. Go tell it on the mountain. To maximize the time that I have. That is going to be the argument if it's ever made a thing. If they ever make an issue out of it, that's going to be the argument, is that they need to have time for this and time for that. For Kate, she has to make time for her family, not the family. Even though the kids are at school all day, most days, she still doesn't have time to do anything else. Seems like with a staff of 62 people, for your household, you should have time, but she doesn't have time because, well, if she's not with the children or doing something with the children, she's thinking about the children. And that's just as important that she's sitting around thinking about stuff. So, yeah, that sounds legitimate to me. So lastly, we're just about done. I want you to squint your eyes and tell me, who do you see? When you squint your eyes, who do you see? Huh? Go ahead, squint your eyes and tell me, who do you see? We have a winner. Yes. Yes, Marshar. Yes, you have it. Steve Harvey. That's exactly who it is. That is Steve Harvey. You squint your eyes, and I'm pretty sure the rest of you guys got it as well, but it takes a minute for it to pop up. So I'm sure the rest of you guys got it, but Marshar was just a little quicker off the blocks. Yep, but that. If telling a bad joke is criminal, then that's exactly who it is. But I love it. I wish I could share that with Steve Harvey. I think the most criminal thing that he's done is tell bad jokes. But yeah, so I don't know how they do this. I don't know if it's an AI thing or what, but I'm always amazed at the things that they can kind of uh, hide in those images like that. So I mean, it's funny, but I see him. I absolutely see him, and I see him very clear too. It was really obvious from across the room, but not up close. Oh yeah, I'm sitting like right at my computer, and I'm just squinting my eyes, and I see him. I have a couple of more of those if you want to. Anyway, I'm done, you guys. So if you want to say goodnight, go ahead. But let me see if I can find another one while we're here, because I have those and I just never share them. Yeah, it's kind of like Steve Harvey salivating, I think. I know I have them, but you know me, I probably have not labeled them so well. That one's kind of naughty. I can't share that one with you. Let me see here. Oh no, I don't see the other ones. Huh. How does one even create something like that? You know what? I don't see the other ones, and I know I got a really good one somewhere because I always save those, but I I don't. Okay, let me see if I got it labeled some other way. There it is. Okay, that's one. Let me see if I can find the other one. Well, so far I just got the one. I mean, I know there's another one, but I'm just not sure I can find it. This is going to be too easy, and I know you're going to get it, but here goes. Here goes. Huh? Huh? That is too easy, I know. Just a couple of, yes, yes. Just a couple of ladies working their market. Okay, I see a lot of y'all got it. Very good. And I think that's it. I don't know if I have another one. Let me see if I can find another one. Let me see. Yeah, that may do it. I'm just taking a look to see if I can find another one. Okay, that one's pretty bad. Oh, I've seen this one before, but ooh, that one's naughty. Okay, I cannot share that one. That one is pretty naughty. I don't even know how they managed to do that. Okay. This is fun, right? Again, I am done. So if you need to get out of here, go ahead. We'll see you next time. I have this one. I just don't know where it is, but that's okay. I'm going to share that one. Oh my God, that is awful. I have to share. Who? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. How could they take hamburgers and a French fry and make it look so? Did you guys know that they could do that with hamburgers and French fries? Oh, this is a good one. I can share this one. This is a good one. Okay, I got 1, 2 for you guys to see. This is so cool. And I hope this is nothing anatomical. I hope not. Because those other ones I can't show you are too anatomical. I didn't know you could do that with food. That was disgusting. Unfortunately, I got twisted people I can share that with. Okay, I think that's it. Just those. Oh, I don't know who that's supposed to be. Okay. Okay, give me a second, you guys. It's coming up. Oh, wow. That is so cool. I can't wait for you to see this one. Okay, you guys, it's coming up. I got 3 of them for you. So, why did I get started with this? Now we're going to be here all night on a work night. Um, okay. Did I say 3? Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, it's coming up, you guys. No, those are too bad. Those are too bad. No, but I do have something tasteful. And I'm going to do all three. So there's one. Huh? I mean, just rocks, a little harbor with rocks and boats and trees. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys see it. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's do the next one. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a little tough. It seems like I can see Mike Tyndall. It looks like Mike Tyndall or let me see. Oh, how did you get that so fast? How did you get Shrek so fast? Yeah, absolutely, Shrek. Absolutely. But how did you get that so fast? Oh, okay, I got one more. I hope this ain't a repeat. Oh yeah, so just a couple of hamburgers on some wax paper. Just a little hamburger. Nothing to see, just a little hamburger. Just a little hamburger. Oh, Sonia Johnson, I hope you feel better. You know what? Yes, it is. And I thought it was Jesus, but you're right, that is Keanu Reeves. Or maybe it's Keanu Reeves. Yeah, Keanu Reeves. Yeah, you're right, that is Keanu Reeves. Oh no. These are pretty cool. I told you guys we could be at this all night. And oh my goodness. This is so clever. How do they do this? Okay, I'm not going to share those because they're all Michael Jackson. It's like Michael Jackson parked cars, Michael Jackson musical instruments, Michael Jackson just two people listening to music with headphones, Michael Jackson police officers on parade, and Michael Jackson in the clouds. All of those are Michael Jackson. So cool. Yeah, but I don't want to download all those. Oh, wow. Okay, it says squint your eyes. Okay, I'll share this one with you. This is kind of cool. This is something different from Michael Jackson, so I'll share this one. I think you'll like it. Might as well just get 3 more since we're here, right? Might as well get 3 more since we're here. Okay, that one is too cool. I have to share that one. Okay, one more, you guys, one more. And again, I am done. So if you guys have to get going, go for it. We're just hanging out here, not having another marathon. What the hell is that supposed to be? And I'm squinting my eyes so hard I don't see anything. Maybe that's not a squint your eyes. It says magic illusion diffusion, but what is it supposed to be? I can't make that out, and I'm making my face hurt trying to figure it out. Okay, I got this one. This is pretty cool. So I'll just do these 3 and then we're done. And that is a promise. Then we're done. Because it's a work night, a school night, and oh, what is that? Okay. Close your eyes 80%. And what do you see? I don't know what that's. Oh, that's not. That's naughty. That is naughty. Mm. Okay, how many do I have? I got to do one more. Okay, let me find one more. Oh, that is too cute. I got to do this one. I got to do this one. I lost it. Thank you, Poliva girl. I don't think we'll ever agree what that one is. Oh, what's that? Okay. No, can't do that one. Okay, maybe I can make this work. Hold on a second. I want to do this one, but the photo is kind of grainy, but it should still work out. Matter of fact, that should make it work better. Okay, so I have our last 3. What's that? We're going to call this What's That? So I got my last 3 What's That's. Okay, let me take that away. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay. Oh, I accidentally did 4 What's That's, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. What's that? What's that? What's that? Red fox. Yes, 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 yes. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Wow, that was fast. That was fast. Okay, okay. All right. What's that? Oh, sorry. Just a couple of people listening to some music. That's all. My baby daddy. Mhm. Oh, come on. I know y'all ain't stumped. That is too easy. Yes, absolutely. It is Michael Jackson again. I told you it was like a whole bunch of Michael Jacksons. Okay. Okay. Now, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Mm, yeah, this is the one I said. Yeah. Oh, well, I love you too, Elaine Parker, but what is it? Elaine Parker has it right. It's I love you. That's what it says. I love you. Yeah, Elaine Parker got it immediately. See, it's kind of hard to see, but I love you. All right, Elaine Parker, that was outstanding. And so we got one last, what's that? One last, what's that? And then we'll say goodnight. What's that? Just some random tiles. Ah, Van Gogh. Absolutely. Vincent Van Gogh. Ah, very good. Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh. Van you. All right, you guys were amazing. Thank you very much. That was fun. We'll have to do that again one day. And hopefully, we can have a marathon this weekend. That would be fun. I'll have to try to remember to incorporate a bunch of stuff like this with the marathon. Um, so, along with everything else that we talk about. Also, you guys, I want to do another dive into where's Kate Middleton. That's going to be coming up. I'll try to do it before the Invictus. But I was listening to um, who are those people? Um, the media literacy girl. I was listening to her and the one that seemed like she is pretending like she never supported the Sussexes. You know what I'm talking about? I was listening to them, the media literacy girl and the chubby girl with the glasses, the one that's been invited to England several times, practically lives there now. Um, these are disgusting. How do they do that? It's amazing what you can do with some buns and lettuce and tomato. Yes, yes. I was listening to them earlier and it was very interesting. So, every so often, I had said earlier, late last year, that we were going to do some more, conspiracies about that because it's interesting and there's still a lot of stuff that I like to try to figure out. So, um, we'll do that coming up. And aside from that, just the usual, but we'll have some fun stuff like that too. And you know what? Matter of fact is still saying that she had heard whispers about Kate being in Texas several times from several different people. And the other thing they discussed was Kate's medical records and how they just kind of dropped the whole story abruptly. So we'll get into that. Okay, you guys, thank you very much. Love you guys. It has been amazing as usual. And thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for trusting me to do this work. And thank you for the new memberships. Remember, you can become a member of Royal Sussex for as low as $4.99 a month. That's right, $4.99 a month, or the price of a cup of coffee in some places. God help us. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for saying that, Maurice. Thank you so much for saying that. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. Thank you. Good night, everybody, or good morning. Good morning to Dorothy Ross. And of course, Geraldine White. And let's see. One of our moderators, where? What's her name? Oh my goodness, I can't remember the first name, but I know the last name is Where. She hasn't been here for some time. And Anastasia, this has been outside of her schedule, but shout out to Anastasia. And just about everybody else whose name I cannot think of right now. You're quite welcome. Ginger Avenger night? I agree. Let's do Ginger Avenger. All right. Good night, Vincent. Hey, what does Vincent van Gogh have in common with one of the Royal Rota? Doesn't Vincent van Gogh remind you of one of the Royal Rota? Y'all know which one. The one I'm obsessed with, of course. I'm always looking for it. Yeah, Russell Myers, because you can't see his other ear. Always reminds me of Russell Myers, because I think Russell Myers and Vincent van Gogh, either they're related or they, Sherry Ware. Thank you so much, Sherry Ware. That's right, the one ear. Because you never see Russell Myers' other ear. You can never see it. I lean, I look, I don't see it. Where is Russell Myers' other ear? Is it somewhere archived at the British Museum? Was it mistakenly consumed one night at a fish and chip, or what do you call it, restaurant? What happened to it? It's got to be there somewhere. That's so bad. Okay, good night, y'all. Cue the Ginger Avenger. Yes, his disposition is also lopsided. His temperament and disposition is also very lopsided. You guys just want to keep talking, don't you? I don't mind. I'm just kidding. I'm finna go. I'm fixing to go. Where's that darn Ginger Avenger? There we go. And